Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Farisa Ad4 Fiola. So, in this video, I will explain about 6 material of morphology. The first material is word as meaningful building blocks of language. Word as regarded as the smallest unit that carry complete meaning within a language. Each word hold a crucial function as fundamental building blocks that compose larger linguistic structure such as phrases, clauses, and sentence. Without word, language would be incapable of forming coherent and complexible message. As carriers of meaning, word can stand independent like books, house, teachers, and etc., or combine with other words to create more complex meanings, such as a big house or the teacher explains clearly. Thus, words are not merely collection of letter, but linguistic ethers that encapsulate meaning and send communicative function. This understanding underscores that words constitute that primary foundation in linguistic analysis, as it is from words that linguistic structure are constructed as meaning is conferred from speaker to listener. Now, word as types and word as tokens. Word as type refer to abstract lexical from a word considered as single units and vocabulary of a language. A word type represents the general concept and entry in a mental lexical regardless of how many times it appear in actual usage. For example, the word book as a type denotes the lexical item itself, independent of the frequency of context. Now, word as token, on the other hand, are considered intent or occurrence of a word. It's spoken or written, discussed. Each token is a specific realization of a word type in a particular context. For instance, I read a book and that book is interesting. The word is book appears twice as two separate tokens, although both tokens contribute to this correspond to the same word type. Okay guys, now we move into the second material. The second material is predictable meaning and unpredictable meanings. So here we go. First, word predictable meanings. Some words in English have meaning that can be worked out from their form and morphological structure. These are considered to have predictable meanings, like is from onomatopoeia and sound symbolism. Certain words imitate natural sounds like animal sound like meow meow or bow and kukuladu or others. Others show partial sound symbol such as the cluster, slap in, or sheep slop, or slither, or even associated with smoothness or wetness. However, these patterns are not universal or fully reliable uh, since has no such meaning. Next is morphological transparency. Uh, Meanings are elaborate from identifiable part or predictable. For example, like deliciously from delicious plus ly, meaning in a delicious manner. And the second one, we talk about unpredictable meaning. Many words and expression cannot be understood merely by analyzing their part. Their meaning are conceptual and must be stored in the lexical. So, in the lexical or Vicarinus would like computer, like originally one who computer. Now reverse to machines, showing that meanings can drift over transparently reflects their historical part. Next is idioms. Process such a keeps tab on monitor carefully, like kick the, or to die, or take a shine, or to become attracted to are unpredictable because their literally part do not yield actual meaning. And from historical collections, same word change meaning depending on their collectors. For example, like white wine is meaning like yellow. We move another example, like white coffee. The meaning like coffee with milk, and the other example is like white noise. In the meaning is like sound with equal distribution of frequency. Next is from Proverbs. Whole sentence like it's no use crying over spilled milk cannot be understood literally, but convey consciential wisdom. This represents linguistic unit with unpredictable meanings. And the other sample, it's like derive word with semantic in the scarcely. Not all delification or transparent. For instance, it's like readable, and the meaning like interesting or enjoyable to read like book or another, not merely able plus to no able to be read. So in a simple meaning, it's like readable is able to read, or interesting or enjoyable to read. And in this explanation, so we have like a prefix, suffix, and I forget it's one. In Indonesia, it's like awalan, akhiran, and sisipan. So like I know from this material, it's like unhappiness. It's any three morpheme: unhappy and ness. Or the other sample, it's like uninteresting or uninterest. Like from the sample, its happiness is three morpheme, like unhappy and ness. Un is awalan, and ness is akhiran, and happy is root. Nah. So uh, from this predictable meanings is arise when words are formed transparently from identifiable morpheme following regular patterns of word affirmation. And the unpredictable meanings is occur when word or expression are immediately conventional or semantical shift and requiring dictionary listening. And the boundary between them is fluid, as a word may start predictable but become unpredictable over time, like computer or computer, while idiom of retain some metaphorical motivation but remain conventional. Now we move the third material. The third material is word and their parts. The first, we have taking word apart. This is morphology deals with analyzed word by breaking them into their smallest meaning units called morphemes. Every word is not just a random string of letters, but rather a structured combination of morphemes that carry meaning. Like example, the sample like I said before, unhappiness. Oh, I remember. Ein, it's like prefix. The prefix on, its meaning not. Happy is root that carries the meaning, and nes is a suffix or suffix, turning the adjective into noun. By taking word apart, we can be modified to create nouns to create new ones. The second is kind of morphemes. The morpheme have two kinds. It's bound and free morphemes. The first is like free morphemes. Free morphemes that can stand alone as independent word. They do not need be attached to other morpheme to make sense, like book, run, table, happy, and other. And now we talk about bound morphemes. Bound morpheme cannot stand alone. They must be attached to another morpheme. They usually serve a grammatical or function role. Function rule. It's role, I think. So, for example, adding s is plural marker as in cats, and adding ed past tense as in walk. Now it's on, negative as in unhappy. This distinction is important because it show how some parts of a word are independent, while other only exist in relation to other morphemes. So the last one is kind of morphemes. So kind is morpheme have 1, 2, 3. So we have three kinds. The first is root or akar or base. Root, the base of central morpheme is a word that carries the main meaning. Without the root, the word loses its core identity. For example, teach is root of teaches or teacher. Teaching, retalk. Retalk. Next is affix, a morpheme added to root to create a new one word or change its grammatical category. It's like prefix, suffix, and infix. First, we talk about prefix. Prefix is added to the beginning, like unhappy or preview. It's first. Next is suffix, adding to the end. It's like teacher, or quickly. And this is in ending of the word. So the last one is infix, inserted inside a root, rare in English but common in language, sometimes used in slang like absolutely. And this is about affix, and we move about combining form, a special type of bound morpheme, often Greek or Latin origins, used mostly in academic, scientific, or technical vocabulary. For example, it's like bio. Bio is life plus logi. Logi is from Latin word. Uh, the meaning is study. So if two words is combined, it can like biology. It's changed into academic or scientific. And the other sample, it's like tele. It's 4 plus grab. It's like writing. So if two words is combined, so the word change into telegraph. So guys, now we talk about the four material is word and their parts, root, affixes, and their shapes. Uh, when we study morphology, we focus on how words are formed and what their smallest meaning units are. These units are collect morpheme. So the first one is morpheme and their allomorph. A morpheme is small unit of meaning in language. For example, teacher. Teacher is consists of two morphemes. Teach as a root and as a suffix. So the next is unhappy. Un is a prefix and happy is root. So from twice of example, we know the teacher, teach, and teach is root and is suffix in the ending. And the second one is unhappy. Un is prefix and happy is root. And sometimes a single morpheme can have different shape or form, but still carry the meaning. These different forms are called allomorphs. For example, as the plural morphemes adding s has several allomorphs like s in cat. S in cat change into cats. It can change the meaning. Like if cat, just cat as cat is only maybe in only one. And if the word move change into cats with s, it show many about cats. It's also in dog. Z in salah. Mari kita bahas. For example, in plural morphemes, adding s has several allomorphs. For the first is s sound, as in cats. And next is z sounds as in ducks. And last one is is as in the sound is as in buses. And all of them mean plural, but their pronunciation shape change depending on the sound and come before. So morpheme, the meaning it's and all more variations of its form. So the next is identify morpheme. Identifying morpheme independently of meaning. Sometimes morpheme can be identified not only by their meaning but also by their form and function in a word. For example, the past tense morpheme is eating, ed, appears is like walk, and played, and jumped. Even though eating ed sounds different, it's like t or d, and it still marks the past tense. In this case, we recognize eating ed as the same morpheme because of grammatical function is not sound or independent meaning. Thus, linguistics identify morpheme through their role and behavior or in forming word, not only by meaning they carry. So, next is ways of classifying. So next is ways of classifying word parts. Word parts as morpheme can be classified in several ways. The first is free versus bound morpheme. Free morpheme can stand alone as word, but bound morpheme cannot stand alone. They must attach to another word. So next is root versus affix. Root, the main of the word that carries the core meaning. And example is friend is friendship or friendly. And next is affix. The added element that change meaning or function. Example like on for prefix, ships for suffix, and ing from suffix. Next is derivational versus inflectional morpheme. So derivational morphemes is change the meaning or word class. For example, it's happy, unhappiness. So adjective move into noun. So next is inflectional morphemes. As it's change grammatical form but not meaning. Just change the grammatical. For example, is walk, change walk, books, change books. For example, application is like lecturing. From lecture is root, ing is inflectional suffix showing continuous action. And the other sample it's collaborative learning. Is collaborate is root, and if is derivational suffix changing it and adjective is plus learning root plus. So now we move into the fifth material is word and their forms, inflection. So word and their forms is inflection is a process in morphology that show how a word change its form and express different grammatical function such as tense, number, person, gender, or case without changing the basic meaning or word class. For example, is teach, change into teaches, teaching, talk, all inflected from of the same word is teach. The first one, the first is word and grammar, leximes and word forms, and the last one is grammatical word. In morphology, we distinguish between leximes, word forms, and grammatical word. The A part is leximes. Lexemes is basic unit of meaning, the dictionary form of a word. For example, like the lexeme go includes go, gus, when, going, and gone. All these are from one lexemes. In the part B, we have word form. A word form is a specific inflected version a lexemes uses in context. For example, is goes is the third person singular from the lexemes go, and going as continuous of or participle forms. And the last one is part C, is grammatical word. A grammatical word represents a word's role and sentence according to grammatical rule. The example is in she goes to school, the word goes showing, no, it's not showing, it shows both present tense and third person singular agreement. So the lexemes is abstract uh, abstract idea of a word. So the word form is inflected version, and the grammatical word is the function inserved is in a sentence. Now we move. The second one is regular and irregular of inflection. Inflection can be regular or irregular depending on how the form change. Regular inflection. Regular inflection follows predictable pattern. At the example, it's like past tense, walk, it's walk. Example, plural is book, change into books with S. Now is irregular inflection. Irregular inflection does not follow the normal rule. For example, past tense, go, the past tense is go, change into when. Eat with EAT, change into at, ATE. For example of plural, child changing into children. And man with A change into man with E. Even though their form are different, they'll still mark the same grammatical meaning, like tenses, number, and etc. So the third one is form of nouns. Nouns in English change for through inflection to express number and position. The first one is number. Show whatever something is singular or plural. The singular is cat. The plural is cats with S. The plural irregular is children, man, and mice. Now we move to after number we have possession or genitive form. Shows ownership or relationship, singular possessive. It's like the boys with apostrophe s. It's meant like kepemilikan, possessive, like this. Ownerships. For singular possessive is like the boys book. So the meaning is book is belong to that boys, and the plural possessive is the boys books. From this fifth material, the sample application is lecturing is change to lecture, or is not change. The best or root word is from lecture is lecture. It's like seems with inks. So inflectional suffix showing continuous aspect. The next one is collaborative learning. Collaborative or lexemes plus if. And next is derivational suffix. It's adjective plus learn. Learn is lexeme plus ing. So the last one is inflectional suffix as continuous form. So guys, now we move into the last material. The last material is word and their forms part inflection. Bukannya udah ya inflection. So inflection is morphological process that change the word of a word to show grammatical information such as number, then person, gender, degree, or caste without changing the word core meaning or word class. For example, teach, teaches, teaching, and talk, like I said before. So the forms, kayaknya udah deh kok. So in this 6 material, we have any part. So the first part is form as pronoun at determine. So from word of pronoun and determiners is A, it's pronoun. So and form of pronoun and determines, we have pronoun. Pronoun are words that replace noun. They are inflection to show people, number, gender, and case. Like third person singular, like myself, I, me, my, mine, and seterusnya. And variation of word I, me, my, and mine shows inflectional change, not derivation, because the meaning remain connection. The word class stays as pronoun. Now we move the determiner. Some determiner like this and that also show inflection in number. This is this singular to plural, and that those singular to plural. However, most determiner like my, your, our, the, some, each do not inflect. Next, we move. Second part is form of verb. Verb show inflection to express tense, aspect, person, and number. English verb has several common inflectional forms. Like for example, from word, the description is the best form word. Work is infinitive or simple present, like I, you, we, they work. I work, you work, we work, they work. And adding s is from works. Works, adding s as for third person singular presence, like he works, she works, like this. And now it's adding ing form. Working progressive or gerund from past form. Gerund form, and now is past form. Work with adding ed, like simple past. Now is past participle, like work. Perfect or passive forms, like some verbs are irregular. The change is not always adding ed, but go, goes, when, gone, going. And the other example is be, I am, is, are, and was, were, been, into being. Inflection in verb helps indicate time tense conditionally, like aspect and agreement with the subject. So the third part is form of adjective. Adjective can be inflected to show degrees and or comparisons. Now we talk about regular comparison. Form with adding er, comparative, and adding est. It's like superlative. Est for superlative. Like tall, taller, tallest. And happy, happier, happiest. Next, we talk about irregular comparison. Some adjective change form irregular, like good, better, best, and worse, worse, and worse. So the last one is periprastic comparison. Adjective with a syllables often use more and most instead of suffix, like beautiful, more beautiful, or most beautiful. Most is the higher. And inflection here show degree, not a change in meaning or word class, and the word remain an adjective. So the sample in context is like lecturing, lecture plus ing. It's show continuous aspect, verb inflections. And the other sample is collaborative learning, collaborative plus ev, like derivational adjective form. Then learn plus ing, learning is as inflectional continuous form. So there are my explanation about 6 material before midterm test. So if I have bad, it's really from me. So I said thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.